When I spoke about kings as being at the top of the political hierarchy, I may have given you the idea that all kings are to be regarded as the same from a moral perspective. But I want to introduce you today to two terms that you can use discussing kings and their qualifications. And they're both in Latin, de facto and de jure. Now you can tell from the word jure that it's related to justice. A jury trial suggests that everything is proper from a justice point of view. And de facto, you also might recognize the first part of that word facto. The fact in these times was slightly different from a fact in our times. Nowadays, we think of anything as a fact that is true. But in Shakespeare's time, they tended to think of facts as acts. So if something is a fact, it is that way because someone acted. And a king de facto is a person that is acting like a king. He may not be, in terms of justice, the correct king. So if you look at the play Hamlet, you see Claudius on the throne. He is acting like the king. He is the de facto king. But if you look at justice, you would have to agree that there's no way that he could be the king de jure because he became king by killing the previous king. So Hamlet Sr., Hamlet's father, should still be the king. It's just that he was murdered. That's why he is not acting as the king anymore. So he comes on stage as a ghost and starts bossing his son around and laying down the law. Now, in the play Henry IV, Part 1, you've got King Henry, who is acting like the king. He is the king de facto, and he's very good at this. He is sounding royal and important, and he is leading a successful military campaign. But you have several reminders throughout this play and also in Henry V that he didn't become the king through legal means. There isn't very much in terms of justice about his claim to the throne. Now, when you get to Henry V, you have a very anomalous situation. Henry V comes to the throne as the son of the king. His father died a natural death. He was crowned according to all of the rites of the church and the traditions. And so it looks like he's king de jure. He is certainly acting as the king, so he is the de facto king. But when he makes his prayer right before the Battle of Agincourt, you have him reminding God, don't think about the fault my father made encompassing the crown. Just don't think about that injustice he committed to the previous king. I want you on our side when we fight the battle. So Shakespeare's making the play a little bit more complicated by reminding us, while Henry reminds God, that maybe there's a question as to whether he is king de jure or just king de facto. So we want to like Henry, we want to support his claims, but for Shakespeare it's complicated.